Hello. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Sa ngayon ako po ay magpe-present or magdi-discuss ng aking, presentation with regards to, my subject. This is titled "Towards a Sustainable World, Sustainable Development, and Global Food Security." By the way, my name is Vincent B. Migalios, from Palawan State University, ETIAP Department. I'm taking the course of BSBA in HRM. Okay, my subject is GE in Contemporary World. So in your screen, uh, as you can see, there is this words na mga nakasulat. Uh, all these words are related to my presentation. So as you can see, the word sustainable, water management, agriculture, and so on. Moving forward, so this discussion, our learning outcomes will be to differentiate stability from sustainability, articulate models of global sustainable development, and to understand the major components of global food security. Of course, for the methodology, it's class discussion. My resources are textbooks, online articles, and social media platforms like YouTube in particular. So to begin my presentation, here I'm going to discuss the trade-offs that we face today with regards to development. So first is commercial progress. So when there is development, there are trade-offs. And the first trade-offs that I'd like to discuss to you are the commercial progress and its issues on in the environment. So when we say commercial progress, this is the economic growth. Uh, if there is economic growth, means more employment, and also commercial businesses generate revenue that confers to local taxes, feeding the local economy to create a better business within our community. This means our school districts, police forces, and other small businesses and organizations will create a support system and reap the benefit of each other's hard work. So that's in the commercial progress. So, but there's also downside if there's progress on commercially. So these are the issues on the environment. So issues on the environment meaning the more progressive ang isang lugar, the more issues naman sa environment. One of the examples is yung expansion on land, 'di ba? Kasi the more na maraming properties na nagtatayo or establishment, the more land din ang na-acquire. As I said, expansion of land acquisition, more building constructions, and more building constructions, more materials to be used like woods, aggregates, cements, and etc. So, saan ba nakukuha yung mga materials na yan? Edi kundi sa environment. And although may issues on the environment when we say commercial progress, but here in the Philippines, meron tayong, the government has this policy of before getting the permits, prior operations, yan ay yung ECC or the environmental uh, certification, compliance certification. So with that, na mitigate yung issues on the environment with the help of our government, provided that compliant yung isang applicant. Okay, another trade-offs is the new technology. So aware naman tayo sa new technology because of our era. So ano ba ang benefit ng new technology? So new technology provides easier and convenient way for people's lives with regards to telecommunications, uh, internet, medical equipment, transportation, appliances, and etc. So there's no need for me to further discuss yung benefits ng new technology. From those na na-mention ko sa inyo, we are all aware na talagang beneficial siya sa atin. But I'd like to emphasize yung kanyang downside. It's the ethical dilemmas. So ethical dilemma is the example for that is yung if kung tayo ay kailangang mamili sa dalawang bagay or desisyon, subalit ang pagpipilian natin ay puwedeng mali or tama. So, yun. So, because of the new technology, maraming mga informations na nakukuha natin that somehow na nakakalito. Sobrang lalim ng mga information na hindi na natin ma-comprehend na minsan pagpipili tayo ay hindi pala siya appropriate sa atin. So, yun na too much information or nagkakaroon tayo ng information overload where hindi siya nagiging beneficial sa ating mga decisions. Next is digital world. So, the same as new technology, digital world, it helps our daily lives diyan. Maraming benefits tayong nakukuha, as I've said, in this new era. So, ano bang mga benefit na nakukuha natin sa digital world? So, yan yung mga real-time transactions, digital currencies, payments. So, it provides also entertainment and easy access on or real-time transactions like I said, yung yun na nga, digital payments, yung mga online reservations, online purchases or yung mga e-commerces like example Lazada, Shopee. So imagine from our houses or from where we are, kaya na nating mag-purchase online. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-travel, gumastos ng pamasahe, mag-effort ng time, it's safe in terms of physical consequences. But the downside of that sa atin as users or in the human world is that these days nagiging less exposure na tayo sa physical interaction and physical exercises. Nagiging tamad na tayo. Physical interaction now, social media na yung platform natin para makipag-socialize. And yung physical exercises where dati kung gusto nating makipaglaro, makipag-socialize physically. Now, may mga online games, may mga platform na nakakapag-video call tayo where, less yung interaction natin and yung physical movement that resulted ng, um, probably unhealthy lifestyle. Nandiyan din yung, downside niya yung because of the digital world, maraming mga na-victimize ng mga frauds and scams na schemes na mga bentahan. Also, yung mga Ponzi schemes na, because of the digital world, madali na lang makakuha na makipag-transact using, currencies. Plus, yung in addition to that, yung cryptocurrency, these days, yung mga tinatawag nilang whales, this day, naglalagay sila sa kanilang mga content or sa advertisement nila on the, internet na ang laki ng kinikita. So people are having this, term of, fear of missing out. Let's say yung kakilala mo nagsabi na, "Oh, ang laki ng kinikita ko dito." And siyempre hindi ka pa huhuli, sasali ka. But later on, yung friend mo na nag-introduce sa'yo at ikaw ay mabi-victimize lang din pala at the end. So yun yung downside of, to the human world. Oh, of course, when we say, global development, there are costs, for that. So global development comes with cost on people, us, our resources, and our planet Earth. So, global development, ito yung kanyang mga costs, food and water scarcity. Siyempre, the more ng development, the more na kumukuha tayo ng ating mga resources. Pollution, too much waste, yung mga factories, mga sasakyan, na nag-i-emit ng mga carbons. So, endangered species lalong dumadami because of the expansion of land acquisition, overpopulation, global warming, because of the factories. Yun nga yung mga nag-i-emit ng mga carbons na spread into our atmosphere. So, that creates global warming. Health and well-being, like I've said, hindi na tayo masyadong nakakakaroon ng mga physical interaction, exercises. Unemployment. Why unemployment is one of the cause? It is because, before that, nalilito kayo. 'Pag more development means more employment, but this time meron din siyang cost, sa atin as, being unemployed because, some, companies or manufacturers or, factories, they are now relying to robotics and machineries where less, human or manpower ang nangyayari kaya less yung kanilang employment. And lastly is, depleting energy reserve. Of course, wala naman talaga tayong infinite reserve, lahat 'yan ay may, ah, hangganan. Okay, so before I continue my presentation, I'd like you to watch this, video clip so for us to able to more, understand, this, global sustainable, towards a sustainable world. Okay. Okay, so that was my video clip for you, and the message of that video clip is for us to individually, um, understand. Depende sa perception natin doon sa message na yun. But I think we are all aware the powerful message of that video. It has no narrations and captions, but sobrang powerful niya. As you can see from the start of the video, ang ganda ng landscape, ng environment, ng forest, the mountains, and later on, nagkaroon ng mga development, ang ganda ng mga development, and then so on. Nakita natin ang daming tao, crowded ang ibang mga areas. So, nagkaroon na ng mga overpopulation. And then after that, yung mga human waste, ang dami. So that video and this presentation is related, and we will be able to um, understand the purpose of this sustainable development. So because of those mentioned global development impact to the environment and to the human world, of course, as shown on the previous slides, the movement for call of change has been created. And in this call of change, so if you want a better future for the next generation, then every citizen of the world, every corporation, and every government has to approach progress or development with a new mindset. So dapat daw may bago tayong mindset para ma-mitigate natin, ma-reduce, ma-lessen, or ma-address yung mga concerns na yun na discuss ko sa inyo. And in the call of change, it's recognizing implications and challenges brought about by the progress globally. So the United Nations General Assembly convened the World Commission on Environment and Development, the WCED, in 1983. This is composed of environmental experts, government officials, and civil servants from all over the world. So it is an international group. So also called the Broodland Commission, named after the commission's chairperson, Miss Gro Harlem Brundtland. So the task of the WCED is to propose a long-term solutions for sustainable development and to put environmental concern and solution into a common agenda worldwide, specifically to seek cooperation among countries to balance between development and resource use, have long-term solutions to their own and to the world's environment concern. And the action are they studied the causes of environmental degradation. So they also studied the relationship between these three: social equity, economic growth, and environmental problems. So they developed policy solutions that integrated those mentioned above. The output is they released the Broodland Report, also called Our Common Future, in 1987, with aspects such as role of the international economy, population and human resources, food security, ecosystems, energy, and industry. For the role of the international economy, it is the international trade plays in that serves as an important role for every country's economy. This is to balance the trade or the amount of imports versus the exports that drives a country's evaluation of its gross domestic product or the GDP. Population and human resources, like every other resource, human resources are not equally distributed in the world. So that's why kailangan nila itong i-address. And all peoples at times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. That is for the food security. and the rest later on we will be able to identify the purpose of those other three. And the most breakthrough in globally recognized recognition of the WCED or the Brundtland Report, yung introduction ng concept na nagsasabing ang development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. So parang Tagalogin nga natin. Ito raw yung development na kukuha yung pangangailangan ng ating kasalukuyan na hindi nakokompromiso yung abilidad ng hinaharap na henerasyon para makuha din yung kanilang pangangailangan. So, parang ano siya, for long term talaga siya, for long term na solution, not just the present but also the future. So, yung notable contents also ng Brundtland Report is the implies providing just and equitable opportunities for all. So, just and equitable opportunities, yung tama lang at patas na opportunity para sa lahat. At yung meeting human needs is at the core versus ecological needs. So, mas core yung meeting human needs because tayo as humans yung magdadrive ng ecological needs and require solutions that work not just for the present again but also for the future. So this led to the creation of United Nations Commission on Sustainable Development or the UNCSD in 1992. Okay, so from here on the screen, we will be now able to differentiate the sustainability versus the stability. So from my previous slides, there we understand what sustainable development is. So it is quite easy to understand that it is different concept versus the stability. So now let me tell you about the stability. Generally, stability means isang steady state, firmness in position in regards with the in regards to politics, resistance to change or the disruptions sa environment and also the organization. Major forces are in dynamic equilibrium. So, uh, basically, self-explanatory. Yung stability means from the word stability or stable siya. So, that's it. Yun yung difference ng sustainability versus the stability. And more about stability is yung definitions niya with regards to the economic, political, and social perspectives. For the economic stability, uh, it's the constant growth and absence of excessive fluctuations, high and lows in the overall economy. So economic, say for example, here in the Philippines, stable ba tayo in terms of economic? Well, I think not yet because ang daming fluctuations sa currency exchange, yung dollar and peso. Sobrang bagsak ang peso, right? Unstable 'yun. Sobrang bagsak, hindi lang siya sabing fluctuating but bumagsak. The prices of our ano, yung mga bilihin sobrang mamahal. Um, and ang dami nating mga inaangkat, mga kinukuha pa galing labas. Even nga isda, nakakapagtaka pati isda kumukuha pa tayo sa China. And that is somehow related to economic stability where I don't think we are stable with regards to that. And next is the political stability. It's the basic human needs of the population are largely met. Conflicts are managed peacefully, and competition for power occurs non-violently. So again, here in the Philippines, for example, yung mga basic human needs ng population ay largely met, ay lagi nakukuha. Well, it depends. Kasi sa atin sa Pilipinas, alam mo, 'di ba, sa atin iba't ibang lugar tayo, yung geography ng Philippines ay nahati sa pagkarami-raming mga regions. Conflicts are managed peacefully. I'll say dito sa Palawan somehow is yes. And the competition for power occurs non-violently. Well, that is so-so. I don't know with we are all aware of that. And next is the social stability. Having an environment where morality thrives and where people can live in peace. Well, I think, yeah, social stability in sa atin, especially in Palawan, I think more stable tayo dyan. So next is, let me discuss to you yung models of sustainable development. So many other definitions of sustainable development came forth after the Brundtland Report. So not just the Brundtland Report, but there are other certain individuals, yung mga environmentalists or non-government organizations na may mga sariling definitions. But let's focus on the Brundtland Report. Generally, uh, yun nga, ang ano natin, ang report is nakafocus in these three pillars, which are the environment, the society, and the economy. So again, for the, let's say, environment, with regards to sustainable environment, it is yung being mindful that the world's natural resources, such as energy, fuels, water, plants, and animals are limited. So yun, kailangan nating isipin yun. Be mindful of that. Being conscious that the use to use natural resources at the rate and they don't get depleted. So yun nga, yung hindi yung basta kuha lang ng kuha. So, sometimes yung iba nire-rehab. So, yun, that's for the environment. And for the uh, society, it is the ability of a social or any social system to persistently achieve a good social well-being and also ensures na yung social well-being of a country and organization or community can be maintained long term. So yan yung mga let's say yung mga peace and order is talagang mataas ang rate. And the economy, uh, it is yung in regards with sustainability, yung means that the countries and businesses must use their resources efficiently and responsibly. If countries and companies will not use their resources efficiently and if they don't act responsibly, then they will not be able to sustain their own activities in long term. So, yun. And models. May mga models itong sustainable development natin which are the three-legged stool model, three overlapping circles model, the three nested dependencies model. So I'll just show you these models. So each models on your screen, yung image is depicting its importance. So as you can see, sustainable development, yung stool model, para siyang upuan na may tatlong paa. It says that the three legs are required for sustainability. If one leg is weak, the whole system gets weak, which is true. Yung analogy na upuan. So pag mahina ang isa, hindi siya talaga stable or implies that the three legs operate independently and are equal in contribution. So again, the analogy, kung ang tatlong paa ng upuan, ang isa dyan ay maigsi, hindi siya equal, so it'll wobble or uuga. So unstable yon. Another model is the overlapping circles. So nakikita nyo dito sa yung circles, economy, environment, and society are overlapped altogether. And at the center is the sustainability. So it acknowledges yung intersection ng bawat isa. And in this area, the intersection of the three pillars were okay. To continue my report, um, with regards to the models. So again, ito yung circles that are overlapping to each other implies that there is a certain segments of each pillar that are independent of the others or parts of the circle which do not overlap. And Lastly, of the models is the nested dependencies model, where, as you can see, all the three pillars are nested all together. So I will not further explain about this, but this picture is already depicting its purpose and the importance to us. So, with regards to the studies that I've discussed to you from the previous slides, so the UN Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, the 193 member countries of the United Nations accepted the challenge to work together towards progress while protecting human rights and ensuring the proper use of the world's limited resources. So, by that time in 2015, lahat ng members ay nag-agree to take on the challenge na magkaisa for this goal or yung United Nations SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, where the United Nations identified 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And the target is to achieve that 17 goals by 2030. So by 2030, so it started way back 2015. So the target is to be achieved by 2030, and now we are uh, currently we are in the year 2022. So from 8 years from now, 8 years from now, uh, is it achievable? Although 17, so that's I think for us to discuss and napag-aralan at be mindful of that. So this is the importance of this subject, really. So before proceeding on my topics, so this video will identify all those 17 goals. So please let us all watch it.
Did you know that the UN Sustainable Development Goals are a universal call to action that unites 193 countries around the world? If these global goals are fulfilled by 2030, life on Earth will be better for everyone. So, what are these goals? Eliminate poverty in all its forms. No hunger. Everyone should have safe, nutritious, and sufficient food. Everyone has equal access to healthcare, thus ensuring our well-being and a healthy life. Equal access to a quality education. Ensure gender equality where women and girls have the same opportunities as men and boys. By achieving these goals, each member of our society will be equal, safe, and happy. UN global goals also include access to safe drinking water and sanitation, access to clean energy that is safe for people and the environment, sustainable and stable economic growth. Everyone has a decent job, strong infrastructure, and the support of innovations. Lower inequality within and among countries. Cities and settlements be developed without damaging the environment and people. Achieving these goals will result in the well-being of people and our planet. We can further take care of our environment with the following goals: sustainable and safe production and consumption of products. Take urgent measures to reduce climate change and its impact. Ensure the sustainable use and protection of ocean and sea resources. Restore and protect Earth's ecosystems. By achieving these goals, we will form a society where strong institutions ensure peace and justice. It is important for everyone to be involved and to build partnerships for achieving sustainable development goals. You are part of this process. Demand the implementation of these goals. Take the lead and share information with your friends. Did you
So that was the video presentation about the UN's 17 SDG or the Sustainable Development Goals. So I'd like to emphasize lang sila one by one. So again, yung goal number one is no poverty. So the goal is really to end poverty in all of its forms everywhere. So worldwide. And number two is zero hunger, is of course to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Where number three goal for the good health and well-being is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages sa lahat ng tao regardless of the age. Number four is the quality education to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Five is the gender equality. Uh, to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Well, actually, for now, even the LGBTQ is a part of this gender equality these days, and we're all aware of that too. And six is the clean water and sanitation to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Seven, for the affordable and clean energy is ensure access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable and modern energy for all. So sa ibang bansa marami nang gumagamit niyan. One of the examples is in Norway. Sa kanila libre yung ah, electricity kasi meron silang nuclear power plant where yung napo-produce na power from that plant is kailangang i-distribute sa kanila where free na yun. Kasi yun nga nakapag-ano sila ng nakapag-isip sila ng mga other ways ng energy na affordable siya. But uh, the best na example really is yung mga uh, natural ways na nagpo-produce ng mga energy like hydropower, windmill power, and solar power of course. For that, marami na ring ibang bansa ang talagang gumagamit niyan and dito sa Puerto Princesa may iilan. Say for example yung Robinsons Mall, ah, halos lahat ng kanilang mga roofings or bubong ay naka-solar panel, enough na sufficient enough na makapag-provide ng power regarding sa kanilang needs. Number eight, decent work and economic growth. So this is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. So sana ma-achieve din yan kasi dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, ang dami pa talagang taong unemployed. And when you say, yung iba may work, pero when we say ang goal is to achieve yung decent work for all. Sa Pilipinas, ang dami pang ditong mga nagtatrabaho na nangangalakal ng basura. Yung ibang pamamaraan ng trabaho nila ay very unsafe. Example is yung mga fishermen na gumagamit ng compressors where very unsafe yun sa kanilang health and life. So sana mag-end yung mga yun at magkaroon ng ways or method na para sa lahat upang makamit yung decent work. Um, Nine, industry and innovation and infrastructure. The goal is to build a resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So ito na yung mga bawat establishment, yung mga papasok yung kanilang mga R&D upang mag-develop, upang maghanap at mag-promote ng ah, paano maging resilient ang kanilang mga ah, infrastructures na capable to withstand yung mga phenomenon or mga natural disasters, something like that. Number 10 is reduced inequalities. Again, kanina number 5 is gender equality. Now 10 is to reduce inequalities kasi as of now, meron pa rin talagang mga hate, racism or yung ngayon yung Asian hate na nangyayari sa US. So sana mawala 'yan. It says reduce inequality within among countries. Uh, But as of now, it is still ongoing and very talaga siya alarming. Number 10 is sustainable cities and communities. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. 12, yung responsible consumption and production. Goal is to ensure sustainable consumption production patterns. Uh, yung mga recyclable patterns, yung mga sustainable agriculture, like that. 13, climate action. Of course, because ito isa sa mga talagang problem natin globally is the climate change. So take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Ang daming mga movement ngayon na talagang nagbabattle sa climate change. Uh, from where tayo as community ay makakatulong like to avoid yung pagbe-burn ng mga plastics. Yan. Pag less na gamit ng mga energies na hindi naman pangangailangan like 'di ba sinasabi natin na yung mga electric fan or whatever appliances na 'pag hindi naman ginagamit i-turn off na natin kasi nag-i-emit din yan ng carbon into the environment. 16 is peace, justice, and strong institution. Of course, this is to promote just and peaceful, inclusive societies. And lastly, partnerships for the goals. Revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. So, the summary of my sustainable towards a sustainable world presentation is about the Brundtland Report defines sustainability as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Yun nga yung na-discuss na natin. So, isa-summarize lang natin siya. Yung sa sustainable development na nag-implies ng equitable in opportunities for all lang. Yung meeting human needs is yung core versus the ecological. Solutions na long-term, not just for the present. Yung difference ng sustainability and stability. And we learned the models, three models in regards with sustainable development. And now I'm going to discuss about the global food security. So global food security, its aim is to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture, as I've discussed from my previous slides. Now, this image on your screen, this is just recently. So ito yung current problem ng goal with regards to end hunger because right now, yung nag-undermine sa kanya are the conflict, yung war between Ukraine and Russia and yung other warring countries, COVID-19, climate change, and the growing inequalities. Like I've said, talagang medyo malala yung nangyayaring inequalities. So, yun yung nag-undermine ng food security worldwide as of now. In fact, about 1 to 10 people worldwide are suffering from hunger. So, yun, it says soaring food prices affected because of the war. Why? Because Ukraine and Russia are the two biggest countries na nagdi-distribute ng wheat, ng corn, ng sunflower seeds, and also fuels. Uh, Next, I will play another video so that will help us to understand this zero hunger or the food security. So please let us all watch it. Okay, so yun yung video presentation with regards to our topic about global food security and also and hunger. So, what is the global food security? So, as defined by the 1996 World Food Summit, food security refers to conditions in which all people at all times have a physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. From Food and Agriculture Organization, 1996. Okay, food security is very important to ensure that everyone has enough to eat and families can build their communities without worrying about securing their life. To meet global needs, food production must be doubled in the next years in order to solve many issues such as starvation, malnutrition, and associated health. So, why is global food security an issue right now? As I've said, it's because of the changing climate, population growth, rising food prices because of the war, and natural disasters such as hurricanes, storms, and mostly the pandemic. It all has impact on food security. So next is I'm going to discuss the pillars of food security. So here you can see there are three pillars, which are the availability, access, and utilization. Uh, for the availability, as one of its pillar, this is the amount of food of appropriate quality physically present in the area and is expected to become available in that area as well. Uh, it may be aggregated at the national, provincial, district, or community level. Food availability is determined by yung production, food na produce sa isang area, yung stocks, yung mga pagkain na imbak by the traders or yung government reserves or yung mga farm. So another is trade, yung mga pagkain na dala ng mga yung mga market mechanisms which is yung sa trade nga. And bulk transfers, yung mga food brought into the area by the government or yung aid agencies like mga food relief. And access. Access is the ability of households in a specific population growth or groups to regularly acquire adequate amounts of appropriate food for a nutritious diet. Means of access may food or nutritious diet. Yung access may include yung mga own production ng crops, livestock, or farm fish, yung mga backyard. Hunting, fishing, and or yung mga wild foods. Yan, yung mga we are able to access yung mga yung mga nangungubat, nangingisda, yan. Um, Purchases sa markets and shops, yun, yung meron tayong access. Barter exchange, mga mutual barters ng mga business partners, ng mga friends and communities. And for the utilization, it is yung use of the household that makes the food which they have access in individuals ability to absorb and metabolize the nutrients. And food utilization depends on yung how food is stored, processed, and prepared. Kaya sa ngayon, meron tayong mga training sa food handling and talagang ini-emphasize yung safety handling ng mga pagkain para nutritious siya. Yung mga feeding practices, particularly yung sa mga may special needs na individual like yung elderly, yung mga very young individual, may sakit, yung mga pregnant and lactating women. Um, yung sharing ng food within the household, yan is part of the utilization. Uh, Also, yung health status of each household member is talagang nami-met. And the stability, again, from the word stability, that connected to the food security is means na yung household should not risk losing access sa mga nabanggit na yan uh, to food as a consequence of sudden shocks or cyclical events. So, yung meaning, stable siya kung halimbawa may bagyo, whatever sakuna or lockdown na mangyari, eh, meron pa rin siyang access or availability at nayu-utilize niya pa rin yun. So, yun yung pagiging stable, in terms of food, security. So, okay. So, sustainable agriculture is the wave of the future, but what it is exactly? So, para ma-achieve yung, food security, need talagang i-practice din yung sustainable agriculture. So, sustainability has many facets. Environmental sustainability, for example, means good stewardship of the natural systems and resources that farms rely on. That includes yung building healthy soil and preventing erosion. Siyempre, kung healthy yung soil, more productive or mas maraming aanihin or harvest. And kung ipe-prevent natin yung erosion, of course, we are thinking long term. So sayang naman kasi kung yung tinanim natin ay ma mauubos lang because of the erosion. And also managing water wisely. So, yung mga proper trainings ng mga irrigations, yan dapat yan talagang aralin at i-apply sa isang sustainable agriculture. Minimizing air and water pollution, which is fact naman yan siya. Storing carbon on farms and increasing resilience to extreme weather. Ito yung mga kasi pag resilience sa extreme weather, ito yung na-promote na natin yung preventing ng erosion tsaka healthy soil siya. So yun, plus yung mga supports like yung may mga ano siya, yung tinatawag na greenhouse or maganda yung lugar na pinili, elevated, hindi prone sa flood, like something like that. And also, of course, promoting diversity. So that's it for my presentation with regards to sustainable towards a sustainable world and food security. So on your screen, these are my references, and I hope everyone ay may napulot sa aking presentation na pagkahaba-haba, and looking forward for our discussions regarding with my presentation and yours. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.